Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're gearing up for competitive exams, or maybe you're just a massive trivia buff hungry to conquer the incredibly vast landscape of India's general knowledge, well, you're exactly where you need to be. We're totally bypassing that tedious, sleep-inducing rote memorization today. Instead, think of this as your ultimate dynamic cheat code. We're going to use the power of structured visuals to literally lock these fascinating facts about India's culture, history, and trailblazing pioneers straight into your brain. Let's get into it.
So here's the game plan for today. First, we'll hit India's vibrant folk dances. Next, we're unpacking Indian history. After that, we'll look at trailblazers, India's famous firsts. And finally, we'll wrap things up with a quick test of your general awareness.
All right, kicking things off with Part 1, India's vibrant folk dances.
Before we jump into specific states, let's just take a second to actually define what we're talking about here. Like, what really sets a folk dance apart from a classical one? Well, it's all about the common people, right? These aren't rigidly structured, super formal performances designed for royal courts. No, these are spontaneous expressions of sheer, vibrant energy. People perform them to celebrate the harvest, to ring in the spring, to dance at weddings, and honestly, just to celebrate life itself.
Now, let's take a quick journey across the map to build some strong associative memories. Picture this. Up in Punjab, it's harvest season and you've got the incredible energy of Bhangra and Daman. Down in Gujarat, visualize those massive, colorful group circles of Garba and Dandiya during Navaratri. Head over to Rajasthan and it's all about the swirling robes of the Ghumar and the famous, UNESCO-recognized Kabalia. Over in Maharashtra, you get the fast-paced, really powerful rhythms of Lavani. And down south in Kerala, they've got this absolutely fascinating mask dance known as Kumati Kali. Seriously? Grouping them by state like this, that's the secret sauce to never forgetting them.
Oh, and here's a totally fun fact that might actually surprise you. Take a look at Yakshagana from Karnataka. It emerged centuries ago in the coastal regions, but it's not just a dance. It's a full-on theater form combining music, dance, dialogue, and these massively elaborate costumes. Honestly, it's incredibly similar to a modern Broadway show or even an opera. Making these kind of unexpected connections is a fantastic way to keep your brain engaged and your memories super sharp.
Moving right along to Part 2, Unpacking Indian History.
You know, when you look at history as just this massive, random list of dates, it's practically impossible to remember. But if you map it out as a narrative timeline, suddenly it all clicks. We start way back in 326 BC with Alexander's invasion. Fast forward a bit to 1526 AD, and you have the First Battle of Panipat laying the groundwork for the Mughal Empire. Then we hit the modern era. 1857 marks the First War of Independence, a huge turning point. In 1885, the Indian National Congress is formed, organizing the political struggle. And finally, the ultimate culmination of that entire story, 1947 Indian independence. You see how it forms a perfect story?
Okay, now let's clear up a notorious little trap that catches so many people off guard in exams. The first British Governor-General of Bengal? That was Lord Warren Hastings. But the first British Governor-General of India was Lord William Bentinck. Because the titles sound so incredibly similar, they are super easy to mix up. But just note the difference side by side right now, and boom, you are officially immune to this trick question.
Another historical area that's actually way easier to digest than you might think is the socio-religious reform movements. The trick here is to link the reformer directly to their organization in your mind's eye. Raja Ram Mohan Roy established the Brahmo Samaj, Swami Dayananda Saraswati founded the Arya Samaj, and Swami Vivekananda established the Ramakrishna Mission. Just cement these pairs together in your head, and you've basically just mastered a major historical topic. Simple as that.
On to Part 3, Trailblazers, India's famous firsts.
So the absolutely crucial thing here is visualizing these foundational figures in Indian governance. When India officially became a republic, these were the people at the helm, taking on just monumental tasks. Dr. Rajaprasad served as the first president. Sukumar Sen took on the massive, unprecedented challenge of being the first chief election commissioner. Justice H.J. Kanya was the first chief justice of the Supreme Court. And of course, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel unified the nation as the first home minister. Go ahead and lock this entire group right into your photographic memory.
But listen, India's pioneers weren't just in politics. They literally span every conceivable domain. Take science. C.V. Raman became the very first Indian to get a Nobel Prize in physics. In defense, Sam Manekshaw became the first Field Marshal of India. And in sports, Karne Maleswari totally shattered glass ceilings by becoming the first Indian woman to win an Olympic medal way back in 2000. These are just incredible, incredible trailblazers.
And then we have 1984. This year represents a literal astronomical leap for India. It was the year Squadron Leader Rakesh Sharma journeyed into the cosmos, officially becoming the very first Indian cosmonaut to travel to space. Pinning this massive achievement directly to the year makes it a completely unforgettable milestone.
All right, final section, part 4, test your general awareness.
Okay, here is your first rapid-fire question. Ready? In which year was Project Tiger launched in India? I'm going to give you just a quick beat to lock in your guess.
Did you get it? The answer is 1973. That was a truly monumental step in wildlife conservation. All right, let's keep this momentum going.
Question number 2. And this one draws on that cultural knowledge of regional celebrations we touched on earlier. Lothmar Holi is primarily celebrated in which state? Try to think back to those cultural hubs we just talked about.
The correct answer is Uttar Pradesh. Yep, specifically around the Mathura and Vrindavan regions. Okay, let's move on to our final and honestly probably our toughest question.
Here we go. This is a slightly more challenging history question to really test all the focused learners watching this explainer today. Who formed the Bihar provincial Kisan Sabha in 1929? Take a second and lock in your final answer.
And the answer is Swami Sahajananda Saraswati. Hey, if you got that right, massive congratulations to you. You are doing an absolutely incredible job of turning passive watching into active, highly effective learning.
Just look at how much ground we managed to cover in a few short minutes. I mean, we went from the swirling Goomer dances to the first battle of Panipat, all the way to Rakesh Sharma floating up in space. Structuring information visually doesn't just make it easier to learn, it actually makes it fun. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. With literally thousands of years of history and countless cultural marvels out there waiting to be discovered, which area of India's vast knowledge base will you conquer next? Keep exploring, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.